Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Capitalize Your Best podcast. My name is Gordon Duncan. I'm the owner of Capitalize Marketing and Consulting. And this show is part of the larger Capitalize Your Best podcast network of shows. On Mondays, we have This Is Gonna Hurt, which is a personal growth podcast about making a better you. Tuesdays, we have Coach Training Partners, where we help people create coaching programs and grow their revenue. Today is Capitalize Your Best, where we help you with business and marketing growth. On Thursdays, we don't have a formal podcast, but we do have a live coaching call at 11 a.m. Eastern in the Capitalize Your Best online community. I'll tell you about them in a little bit. And then on Fridays, we have a fun podcast called You're Entitled to Your Opinion, which gives me an opportunity to talk about pop culture stuff. But today is Capitalize Your Best. And I want to say something that you would not expect me to say. Your revenue plateau might not be a marketing problem. Can you believe that? I'm actually saying something's not a marketing problem. Typically, when I see a problem in a business, it's marketing. It usually comes down to growth or something like that. And I'm like, we got to fix your marketing. But sometimes your revenue plateau is not a marketing problem. No matter what, every business gets to the point where it hits a revenue plateau. It's impossible to grow every single month or every single quarter. Just look at the stock market. You can see businesses that are skyrocketing, and then all of a sudden they have a quarter of where they step back. Sometimes that is a marketing problem, but not always. And for you, you've got to ask yourself, okay, if we've hit a plateau, if we can't get over a certain number, if we've hit a ceiling, what is it? It might be a marketing problem, but I've got 3 times where it might not be. So you ready? 3 times where your revenue plateau might not be a marketing problem. Your revenue plateau might not be a marketing problem. Your plateau might be an identity ceiling. Let me explain what I mean by that. When we grow our businesses, our identities don't always grow at the same pace. You might have a surge. You might have a season or a month where all of a sudden more and more money comes in. The thing is, you've got to change your identity as your revenue grows. You have to think about being a business owner, not someone with a product. You have to be a business owner, not someone who has a service. And here's the thing, if you're going to have employees, you've got to become a CEO. You've got to manage people. You can't do everything yourself. And sometimes we don't make the identity shift. We keep thinking like a small business owner. We keep thinking like that E-Myth Revisited problem, that I'm just going to do everything. And what happens is your business grows and you hit a plateau or a ceiling because you have not changed your identity. My mentor told me when he got the first big giant contract and he hired people, he literally went into his office, he closed the door, he went on to Google and says, what does a CEO do? He knew an identity shift was necessary for his company to make the next leap of revenue. And sometimes the reason we aren't growing is we haven't had an identity shift. We have an identity problem. We have an identity ceiling. And when we hit an identity ceiling, we're not going to grow beyond that. So maybe your revenue plateau is because you've hit an identity ceiling. Now, here's another thing. Your revenue plateau might be that you've outgrown your original positioning. Let me explain what that means. Your original positioning is the offer that got you on the map and then caused you to grow. But sometimes we don't outgrow that positioning. And the opportunity for revenue increase is there, but we're not taking advantage of it because we haven't outgrown our original positioning. When I made the transition from being a full-time pastor to own a marketing and consulting company, I wanted to gather in consulting contracts and coaching contracts. And I had always done that through word of mouth or positioning or referrals. But now I needed to go online and I needed to market our offer. And I was offering things like $1 a day coaching. I lie to you not. I had a $30 a month program, and I just can't imagine what good it would have been. No one took me up on it. And I was just flinging things out there. And every single week I had a different idea. And you know what? We weren't outgrowing that positioning because there was just so little revenue with it. And we were stuck. But when I made the investment and created the Capitalize Your Best program, I leapt beyond my original positioning. And then all of a sudden, I was offering 4 and 5-figure coaching and marketing. And that's what did it for us. But we were stuck at a certain ceiling. We could not get past that revenue plateau because our original position was small. And if you start with an original small position, you're going to have millions of clients to ever get anywhere. And that's going to require an identity shift, number one. But here's the thing. If you don't move beyond your original positioning, you're going to hit a revenue plateau and a revenue ceiling, and you will not grow past it. You might also have hit a revenue plateau because of this reason. Your environment might be limiting you. Your environment might be the limit to your revenue. Listen, I love to say everything's a marketing problem, and most time it is. But if you're in an environment where you're not encouraged to grow, where you're not stimulated, where you can't have honest feedback, you're going to hit a revenue plateau and stay there. I'm going to share a story. I am fortunate to be surrounded by a couple of people who I trust dearly, not only with my business, but with my mindset. And we're creating an environment of growth and encouragement. And the other day, one of them said something that was kind of discouraging, almost sarcastic. And I know they didn't mean it that way. I trust them. And so when I got a chance, I followed up with them and I said, hey, you said this thing. We can't allow that. We got to allow only optimistic and encouraging positioning to one another. And they said, you know what? I didn't mean it that way. I'm glad you brought it up, because we are creating an environment at Capitalize Marketing and in the Capitalize Your Best online community of only encouragement and support. We offer honest feedback when honest feedback is necessary, but ours is an environment of encouragement and support. So I had that conversation, and that's an environment for growth. Some of you are in the old environment, the skeptical, the pessimistic, the people, the doubters, and you are going to hit a revenue plateau that's got nothing to do with marketing, because you're surrounded by people who are not feeding into you. You've got to be surrounded by people who are feeding encouragement and wisdom and knowledge into you, and you will not hit a revenue plateau with that. You will skyrocket it. Now, that last point, the idea that your environment might be limiting you, causes me to invite you to come experience the Capitalize Your Best online community. This is a community apart from social media. It's not like a Facebook group or anything like that. It's not in school. It's a separate online community. We offer daily encouragement, weekly Thursday coaching calls, and monthly seminars. There's courses you can buy there. You can speak to the 10 pillars of capital, which are broken down in the Capitalize Your Best reader. There's a Wednesday book club, all of those things. And I've got a 7-day free trial, and the cost of it monthly after that is less than a tank of gas. Friends, here's the thing. If you want to break through an identity ceiling, you got to be in a good environment. If you want wisdom to feedback on your positioning, you got to be in a good environment. And if you want to put yourself around growth-oriented people, then reach out to me. I would love for you to be a part of the Capitalize Your Best online community. It's a 7-day free trial. Give it a shot. If you like it, stay. If you don't. I'm confident you'll love it. But friends, right now, your revenue plateau might not have anything to do with marketing. It might have to do with your identity, your positioning, and your environment. If you take positive steps to make sure you have a growth identity and you are moving your positioning in growth with your revenue, and you're in a growth-oriented environment, there's almost nothing you can't accomplish, because those are the elements that will put you in a place to build a business. Friends, if you would like a 7-day trial, just reach out to me and hang around. We got a podcast on Friday. We got 4 of them every week. I want to be an encouragement to you. Reach out to me. I promise you we'll do everything we can to help you. And friends, I want to say thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.